Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video. Today I wanted to cover Cronos the New Dawn, the newest game by Bloober team. Normally other people have been kind of covering the game and going straight off the fact that this is the same dev team that made the Silent Hill 2 remake. I won't really be doing that. I'm going to be basing it off the fact that their last games have been Layers of Fear, The Observer, The Medium. I haven't tried the Blair Witch. And yeah, just going off those games and going straight to this one. I think in a way too, maybe working on the Silent Hill 2 remake, they probably got like a little bit actual experience with a successful franchise, and that kind of gave them the experience they needed to actually flesh out a more, a more serious game. Because honestly, I had a lot of fun with this game, albeit it does have, for me, a lot of people also say this game has the similarities to Dead Space and Resident Evil, but because to me both those games are similar in some sense, I would say in a funny way for me, this game is more on the lines of Dead Space and Time Splitters. But yeah, one thing that this game is what when it comes to like horror games in general, one of the things, by the way, yellow paint. If you haven't noticed from the footage so far, yes, crates have yellow paint on them to let you know that they can be destructible. You're not dodging that here. But as I was getting back on topic, a lot of games, I love it when it's like a horror and they make it specifically obvious that your resources in this game are limited, so you got to work with what you have. But if you stray from the path and basically venture off to do side stuff, you actually do get rewarded with more inventory and health items and all that. Albeit because of how aggressive, which for those of you that are looking at this game and probably been wondering like what difficulty is he on, the good news is, as far as I can tell, maybe because there's a new game plus, maybe there might be one, but when you start the game for the first time, there is no like picking a difficulty. It just straight up, as soon as you hit new game, it starts the game right away. And I kind of like that, because sometimes I kind of feel weird if I want to be challenged for a new game I've never played before, or if I wanted to be put it on medium just so I can get the first playthrough experience. But when a game does it where as soon as you hit new game, it just starts you right away, and whatever difficulty the game is based around, that's the difficulty everyone else is going to play, then it feels more nice. It doesn't feel like I'm kind of limiting myself. Did I make the game too easy for myself? Did I make it too hard? It'll progressively get harder on its own, and you'll see that from the footage where right now I'm just shooting 2-3 monsters. Before you know it, you're fighting a crap ton of them in a close quarter space. Or in my situation where it was the worst feeling of all, it was two giant dudes, and when I killed one, the other one, oh yeah, that's another mechanic that I do enjoy in this game as well, where most of you would just kill the enemy. It drops loot because you happen to be low on ammo, so the game cuts you some slack by dropping you some bullets. Yeah, if you fight more than one of these monsters, which I believe they're called orphans, but basically when you kill one of them and there's two more alive, if you don't burn the body or kill the other ones that are slowly approaching you and they come close to that dead body, they will merge and become something stronger, basically forcing you to use more resources to now take down a stronger enemy. And the resource to burn them is very limited. There are upgrades where you can actually, carry maybe 1 or 2 extra, or the burn lasts longer. Or there's, as far as I can tell, I'm only 6 hours in and I've only gotten 2 different flame-related equipment, but they're very limited. And similar to most horror games, you have a limited inventory space that you slowly build up with upgrades, but it forces you to kind of decide, do I want more bullets? Do I want more of this? And honestly, I do like those situations because it kind of forces you to think what you want to take with you, because there are times you're going to find valuables out there that you can sell to, once again, upgrade yourself. But then it comes at the cost of, do I carry less bullets until I can get to the next save point? Or should I just leave it here, clear the area, and then backtrack back? Which, considering if you're a good shot, you're better off just bringing that valuable with you, and any bullets you miss, just do what I do, where I basically as soon as I feel like I use, because sometimes you'll find 3 bullets, shoot 3 bullets at an enemy, and then run back, grab it, reload, and boom, you technically already carried it with you. Little tip there for any of you that get a little frustrated with the inventory space. Just kind of leave it there until you need it some other time if you happen to backtrack to it. So to wrap this video up, should you get this game? It honestly just depends on the big 2 questions. If you're really into horror games, or if you're currently still a big fan of Bloober, because that's pretty much all it comes down to. I'm not gonna be kind of like overhyping this game. It just kind of has that. If you played a lot of horror games, you'll start to feel like similarities, and that's where my enjoyment comes from. Is just playing a horror game that, it does what it needs to, and it's not like. Basically, it's like playing a horror game that's playing respects to other horror games that came before it, albeit, again, how I mentioned Dead Space and all those other games, Resident Evil and all that. It just feels like a love letter to those kinds of games while it's still being its own unique identity. And honestly, that's where I really enjoy the game in itself. Is at moments it feels very action paced and whatnot, but then the game still has to pretty much throw you a curveball when it decides to be a horror game once again. And I love those moments. Again, if you want to try this game, it's currently out now, I believe. I'll leave a link in the description if you're on Steam, if you want to check it out, see reviews and all that, see other trailers for the game and whatnot, see if you're into it. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you want to catch me streaming this game, you can catch me over on Twitch. Leave a link to the description to that as well. Or you can join my Discord, and that'll be probably the easiest way to know when I go live, because my streaming is very sporadic since I don't like to work off a schedule, since I like the randomness of just having that feeling of when I'll stream and everything. But yeah, again, Cronos the New Dawn, definitely give this game a shot. And if not, again, there is nothing wrong with if the price, because I believe right now it's like a $60 game. If that alone is what deters you, then just wait for a sale. Not saying this game is bad that it's gonna get one, but a lot of times all it takes is for the game to drop in price to finally become more appealing. Again, Cronos the New Dawn is a really enjoyable game that I currently am enjoying. I kind of had to space it out, but overall I'm sitting on 6 hours of footage. Pretty much what you're seeing as of before I wrap this video up is only like 4 or 5 hours into the game, and as far as I can tell, the overall story is about 15 to 18 hours if you're a completionist, maybe more. And there's other stuff I don't want to say because it could fall into the spoiler territory, so I'll just leave it at that. But again, I really do think as much. I don't like to say that the Bloober team is all they're known for is the Silent Hill 2 remake. They've worked on other games, and I'm starting to think that maybe all it was they just needed to work on a pre-made franchise to kind of get some experience on how to make a proper horror game, and I guess this is it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, and until next time, see you later, everyone. And PS, if you're still not convinced, the collectibles in this game is straight up just cats.